Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Snapchat today. I did one video on social media a while back and I said I was going to get to Snapchat. Now I'm starting to do Snapchat. I kind of did it in phases. I think about 4 months ago when I was in the States I downloaded it and it took me a little while to figure it out. I avoided it for the longest time because my first time I ever heard of it, and I think probably that was a lot of what it was used for when it first came out. I always heard it was mainly these kids out there, the younger set, that were sexting with each other. If you don't know sexting, go Google it. Don't ask me. You know, I'm going to tell some of you parents out there, this is a little freebie in there for parents too. Like sometimes I'll mention something on social media and I can tell people, and I know their parents, they ask me and they're just clueless. What is that? I'm like, listen, you can't have that mentality. Go to Google. Go to Google. If you have that mentality around, if I was your kid, I'll run circles around you. You need to know these things that kids do. Sexting and Snapchats and all these formats and whatever. And at least if you don't, just go look it up. Don't just say, hey, I'm clueless, or your kids are going to take advantage of you on that. Pretend like you're in the know. So, yeah, I kind of avoided it because I just thought it was just some little silly social media format. And then a few people that I watch on YouTube said they were doing it, talked about it a little bit, and I started looking into it a little bit more. And it is one of the harder ones to kind of figure out, and I like all the little various particulars. I figured out how to use it. I figured out how to do snaps, add to my story. I figured out how to send personal snaps to people. But I guess the last little part has been, so far, the tough part that I'm still trying to figure out sometimes is just how to find people. You know, on most social media formats, you can do a couple of searches here or there and find out what somebody's Facebook is or whatever. But here it's a little bit harder. And the thing is like the more I'm playing with this, I think it's got a lot of potential for raw vegans and high carb vegans. This whole kind of little movement. I think it's a nice. One of the young ladies, and I'm going to mention some channels that I'm following. One of the young lady, a new friend of mine. You know, she shows a lot of. Her name is actually. I'll go ahead and mention her name is Tropical. TrawpicalChica, Chica. And she lives on the east coast of Florida, and she does a lot of, she's got a lot of trees, and she's got a lot of stuff growing on her property, and she shows that. And she mentioned something, and I'm thinking this is good for a lot of people out there if you just want to wet your feet. It's a good way, you know, for people to first get used to doing some of this if you have aspirations to have a YouTube channel. It's quick, it's concise, you can share short things. Like this morning, I've just shared a couple of you know, different smoothies I'm doing. It's like 15 little second snaps that I'm sharing. So I see it having a lot of potential, you know, for people, especially during the day, it could have a lot of potential. You know, sometimes you don't always have time to sit down and watch a full-length video, but you might still, you know, and it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar and not so time consuming. It's kind of like Instagram, but you can just flip through and get quick shares on there. But with the video, I don't know. There's just certain aspects I'm starting to like about Snapchat. And I'm sure as I get a little bit, I learn it a little bit more, I'll enjoy it even a little bit more. And it's just, I don't know, it's just like a lot of different things. It's not going to take over my whole life. It's not like I'm going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm generally jumping around. I'll get a toy today, or I'll get an interest in something today, and it'll pass in its own due time. But yeah, it's like just short little snippets into people, and it's short little snippets, and it's a good way to share. It's a good way just to share little simple basics, what you're eating. Probably not recipes. It's a little too short, but you could share ingredients. You know, reach out to people. There's just so many different uses for it. I'm going to list some of the people that I'm following right now. Some are raw vegan, some are high carb vegan. I share plant-based. I follow Plant-Based Athlete and Banana Blondie. I'll put their names down there. Banana Blondie's under her name, Michelle Muench. Plant-Based Athlete is PBA 808. Following young lady Erin Valentine, Southern Fruity. She's got some interesting stuff. She's a Southern girl, so I'm interested in seeing her property and what she does down in Louisiana. And I'd love it if any of you guys out there that see this are doing Snapchat, in the comments, put your name down there. If you know anybody you recommend in the raw vegan, high carb vegan world doing Snapchat, list them below, because I'd be, that's basically where I'm at right now, is finding more people that I'm interested in to follow. So yeah, I would say it's a good little app. Use it. For the older set that we're a little set in our ways, you're going to probably be a little frustrated with it. It's not quite as user friendly. It's not as easy to figure out as Facebook and Twitter and some of them, but it's got its use out there. Don't be an old fuddy-duddy and just say, yeah, I don't know, I don't need another social media app, those young kids. Honestly, it's funny, I hop onto social media all the time, and I'm constantly aware of what's going on, but my social media world's kind of organized. It's not like I'm spending crazy amounts of time on it. It's just like it's concentrated. But anyway, just my 2 cents worth. I thought it might be and it's a fun app too. It's a fun. People kind of let their hair down behind the scenes. Some of the people I follow, it's not as much. Some of the people I follow that have a YouTube channel, they're not so serious. They're not necessarily doing, they're full on educating. It's kind of a behind the scenes look at what they're doing, what they're eating. So it can be a lot of fun. Anyhow, take a look at it, see if you like it. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Anyhow, hope you guys are having a good day. Peace.